Hi, Jana.
Hi, Sandra.
So you're at the end of your third session, and what I was wondering, could you please elaborate what kind of therapies you did before you started working with me?
Absolutely. I started it's been about a decade of different types of therapies. One of them was just typical family therapy, but just myself, individual therapy. I also tried hypnosis, which was interesting. I tried a life coach. And the last therapy I started was psychotherapy. So I
Okay.
did about 2.5 years of psychotherapy, which was probably the most intensive that I've done prior to here.
And what brought you to me? Was there something that those therapies couldn't give you or didn't give you? What made you seek out somebody else?
I sought out somebody else, you specifically, or actually, I was working with a mutual friend and doctor, and she noticed that I was still holding on to a lot of emotional trauma. When we would talk about my health, we would talk about my weight, which was the biggest issue in my life right now that's impacting my health in many ways. And I would get quite emotional talking about myself and my weight, my family, my father, some other family members. And so she said I needed an anchor. And I said, "What's an anchor?" And our conversation led me to you. And she told me that if I would try with you, that I would experience something like no other. It's not a typical therapy session, and that would also impact my aura, my energy, like what we've been talking about. My energy would change too. My emotions would feel more controlled or balanced.
Okay, great. So now you have done three sessions. Each of them was 1 week apart.
Yeah.
And what can you tell us about how you feel today
Feel
versus
to
before you started?
Before I started. When I first met with you, I will say the very first, after the first session, even during it, I felt like a huge burden just was completely lifted off of me. I've been carrying around this, and it's really literally weight. I felt kind of trapped by my own weight, my own self, and couldn't understand how to let go of that, help myself let go of that. And so after our first session, what I was able to do is I just felt so, what we were able to do, I just felt so much lighter, literally. And I lost 2 pounds after that. I felt a difference. I felt a shift. It was awesome. And now, having done two more subsequent sessions, what I feel is more aware. I'm more aware of me. I'm more aware of patterns in my life, like generational patterns, patterns of my behavior, why I am saying this or acting that way or this way. And it's just given me a lot of enlightenment and awareness. And also the anchors, which are a beautiful thing, have given me a tremendous amount of peace and security that I would never even, they're a treat because when I use my anchors, they're connected to things that are very meaningful to me and beautiful and joyful. And I love the anchors. The anchors they keep me smiling. Immediately, they help me.
Do you feel you have a good toolbox at your disposal right now
I
that you can
do.
go back to when you need it?
Yes, absolutely. I have my toolbox. It's growing, continuing to grow, and I'm connected with my inner child and have these tools that are going to help her to continue to thrive in a positive way. And also me now in a more positive and loving way, a calm way, a present way. And I'm just looking forward to that continued progression and practice of using my tools to help me have a more peaceful life, calmness, and loving, and also reach my goals with my physical self because those, I feel like, before meeting you, that I was utilizing my weight and so forth to kind of protect me from all of this, and I don't need to do that anymore.
Thank you so much.
You're so welcome.